Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Kyle Lorvis, your favorite tinfoil realist, not theorist. So, fun fact: we got rid of Voodoo. We've replaced him with a couple legends in the community. We got JMONEY from Official NFTs. We got Illuminati Congo, who y'all know is the multi-chain gypsy. Dude, I respect you so much as a collector. So we're gonna get into this, but. JMONEY, let's start, man. We got official NFTs. So I'm gonna throw this right to you because you've got one of my favorite mints that is currently happening right now in the communities. Let's get into it. What's going on?
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. Hey, if I could just quickly, I just got to shout out the
Nice
swag
hat.
today.
That's a
I'm
nice.
going Fang Gang with the hat, and then I've got a Chaskai handmade, hand drawn piece. So if you guys haven't seen Chaskai, you got to check them out. Every single one of these things is hand drawn, and they're incredible.
I
Anyway,
love your
enough of that. Yeah, you actually turned me on to Chaskai, or told me about them. Yeah, but NFTs, we are minting now our community collection. I really appreciate everyone in the community kind of getting behind the collection, and obviously we're doing something kind of new in the space. Digital fashion is it's new. And we're all figuring it out together. I thought we had a really great launch and a lot of great energy around the launch. We're over halfway minted, and it's one of those things when you're doing something new, kind of in the space. There's sort of no template or no history. I'm a big history guy, so I always like to look back and say what history we have to draw on. And this, we really don't have any, which is makes it challenging, but also exciting. We still have some supply out there. We're wanting to do right by all the holders and all the people who have bought already. We're be making some announcements here in the next, call it, 24 hours, but want to make sure that this launch and this mint is as successful and as appreciating of the holders as possible. So we are going to be, hopefully coming to a swift conclusion here before too long to this mint. But yeah, it's been fun. Our first generative collection, and we're excited to get the collection minted out, and then allow people the opportunity to actually get the physical version of their shirts. So we're super pumped about that.
Yeah, I find it super awesome that you've partnered with like 10 of the kind of some of my favorite OG projects on Fantom. And like this is the only way you're gonna be able to get some of these t-shirts is I gotta mint your NFT and then order the physical t-shirt. But then I can then sell my NFT and somebody else can then get that t-shirt. And it's gonna be fun to watch that play out on like, well, how many of each of these t-shirts has been claimed physically? Um, I've already seen something happening on Twitter where you're starting to have these little gangs form. So like I've seen, we got the Black Tea Club has started to kind of
Yeah.
form itself already. You got your different like community gangs. You got the Ghoul Gang and whatnot. Uh, I love what you're doing. You've been a trailblazer from day one. And when Voodoo came in here and was just like, "You're gonna have to find a couple guest hosts for tomorrow's show," I immediately went, "All right, I need the two trailblazers. I need JMONEY and I need Illuminati Congo." So Congo, you sir are also doing the trailblazing aspect. So I want to run right into you now. Uh, you're bringing music and physicals. I've got a physical Illuminati Congo vinyl record on the way. It's gonna be hanging up on the fucking wall. It's got Chris Dyer art on it from Galactic Gang. So like to me that's a massive deal. So let's get into your project a little bit.
Yeah, we once again we were just thinking along the lines of what do people like to collect, and t-shirts are definitely one, comic books, art, uh coins, stamps, and in the music scene, what do people like to collect? They like vinyls, they like cassette tapes, and so we wanted to make a collector's item, but simultaneously we know that NFT is the new collector's item. So to bring them together, so that people can get the best of both worlds and possibly create two markets where if people want to just hold on to the animated version of the NFT and sell the vinyl, They could put the vinyl online for sale, or if they just want to hold the vinyl and sell the NFT, they could do that. As if they want to gift the vinyl to somebody or gift the NFT and keep the physical art. It creates two streams of value when you can do it like this.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this because, just as you said, we like game theory over a potluck. So you've got some
Yeah.
game theory to this whole physical thing, and J Money, you do as well in your project. Um, I ordered 2 of your vinyl records. There is one that I have claimed, and I will begin receiving the physical of. But there's one I'm kind of sitting on, going like, I'm not sure how I want to play this. Do I want to claim the physical, and then have to kind of deal with that, or do I want to just kind of hold on to the NFT and potentially sell it once your collection kind of sells out, and all of a sudden nobody can get these things anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I do appreciate, again, kind of with Potluck being a collector coming into the space, I want as many options as possible. I want to be able to sell on different marketplaces. I want burning mechanisms in it. I want to be able to bridge stuff across chains. Like, the more options that you give your collectors, the better. So I love what you guys are doing. Uh, I want to get back
Super, super
into
cool.
the official NFTs. So the community teas are minting at the moment. You said we're about halfway through. Now, let's get into kind of the details of like why this is a big deal, because I don't think people
Hmm.
really grasp what they're minting. Like, this isn't just you're
Sure.
minting a JPEG that will never have any utility, or like, there's you've got some interesting aspects here. So let's get into the details of this. What are you minting when I'm minting one of these communities?
Yeah, that's a great question. I appreciate the question. So I think um, the 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 big thing that you're getting that may not be as obvious to people right now is that it's going to be basically your access pass into our future launches, which is really going to be focused on streetwear and
Mm,
sort of, to this point, our art has been sort of, I would say, narrowly focused on the Fantom community and sort of recognizable themes and characters. Obviously, the community collection is some of the most recognizable sort of pixel characters in the space, um, which we love. To us, that's a celebration of the community and everyone and all the stuff that they already love. But as we transition into this next phase, we're really going to be focusing on a little bit more of a broad audience while still building on Phantom, but really opening up the audience to different forms of different art forms, different styles, different feels, but sort of really capturing the overall kind of individuality and uniqueness um, of the sort of the streetwear vibe. So that's kind of what's next. We've got a number of artists that we've already spoken to. I think a lot of people know Clockwork. He's already made some designs. That's going to be our first drop, and he blew us away. Obviously, his art is incredible that he does, but just as a designer, just his feel for what would look good on this shirt and the placement of the
Mm-hmm.
logos, the designs is just it just blew me away. And so we're super excited about that partnership. That's going to be first. But then I don't want to give away too much, but we are going to be partnering with some incredible artists, both inside of the Phantom ecosystem and outside. So, um, and I guess the last thing I'd say too is, it's cool being on here with Congo because, as the cross-chain guru, we that's something that we're heavily exploring right now. Like I said, we love the experience of building on Phantom and we love the Phantom community. But with something like uh, digital fashion, right? There's not everyone in the NFT space overall even gets digital fashion at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So we really want to do what we can to say, well, if there's people on other chains that would appreciate what we're doing, right? We want to offer that to them as well at some point. Um, so maybe in our use case, the community sort of organically jumps from Fantom, and that's kind of our launch point, and maybe it goes to the next chain. So we're gonna
No,
see. We're exploring that.
yeah, I think it's a big deal, man. Since the conversations so fucking long ago, because you are an OG in the space, you're generally one of the first projects in Fantom NFTs. So we've had these conversations for a
Mhm.
long time. But it is already reaching that point now where there's the idea of having that NFTs badge on a shirt is a meaningful. There's a meaningful aspect within this community. When you see somebody rocking a merch, even if it's a merch tee on a stream, it's immediately like, oh shit, that's official NFTs. Like, to me already, that's becoming a big thing. Like, again, when you go cross chain and you start to get into streetwear and uh, you know, these brands like a Supreme, where it's all about collectibles. Uh,
Hmm.
it just makes sense for this to be kind of NFT verified and whatnot. It's funny because I went into one of the fancier malls in the area uh, just yesterday, and I went to this show, or I went into the store, and it's one of the ones that has like the $1,000 Jordans and stuff. So big crazy wall, all these fucking wild shoes. But then I had a t-shirt rack, and I went over to the t-shirt rack, and it literally just had t-shirts from the 90s, like things that I grew up wearing as a child, whether it was a Tony
Hmm.
Stewart NASCAR t-shirt or a Toronto Maple Leafs t-shirt from the 90s. And these things are going for like 55, $60 a piece. Uh, th- there's this real idea of like collector's items. And I'm Illuminati, I'm glad you bring that up, because this whole collection thing is massive. And I mean, I think a lot of it is because the money's so fake that, like, it does come down to just something that has been around for so long feels real. So it's like, well, yeah, why wouldn't I put money into this?
Mhm.
Uh, Now, I do want to get into the idea of you guys, because talking partnerships and whatnot, I can be dead honest and I'll say that when I got my Zoo coin T-shirt in with the little QR code on the corner, and I could scan that, and all of a sudden my NFT popped up. My first thought was band T-shirts, like scanning that QR code and a song plays, and
Hmm.
like the idea of, if you're hanging out on a street corner in the city, like you could just be scanning people's clothes, and like all of a sudden you're kind of getting into their collection and kind of learning who they are a little bit. Um,
Hmm.
so I find that super interesting, and I would love to see that going forward. So I'm going to try and speak that into existence.
I
Um,
Yeah.
love that idea, and we're down.
right. All right, let's talk about the cross chain stuff a little bit, Congo, because I've always loved your vibe. We've got along since day one. You just this freedom and love, just everything about you. I just vibe with big time, and
Oh,
and
thank
you
you.
take that like to the epitome, where it's like you're so non-tribal that you're literally collecting NFTs on 30 different chains. Uh,
Well, so
you've touched.
only 24. I finally was able to count, uh, and I forget different chains that I have NFTs on. But yeah, it's just about exploring. One, like, for the practical reason, is just seeing what I like the most, like
Mm,
on that level. But then on the level of being able to reach out to and connect with many different communities, uh, and support different communities. And oftentimes I'll just pop into somewhere I don't know nothing about the blockchain. No one's there. Like, at least I'm glad I had a tinfoil in Fantom to help me out, but there's not a lot of tinfoil. There's none like that on any other chain. So I just pop in there, I find projects, and I'm not gonna say I'm the best chooser of projects, because my first project on Fantom was the
the
Room
room
Kicks,
pixies.
and they did me
Oh
bogus, uh, but it's still a good memory. I still like the art, so, and it didn't cost much, so but yeah, I'll just buy stuff from anything that I think looks cool on a different chain, and maybe it'll pump someday, maybe it won't, but it's really just to pump the artist up, and to give a little fuel there, because I believe a little more in artists than I do in the the coins themselves. And so if I could put the two together, like the artist and the coin by buying an NFT, then oftentimes I'm gonna do that. But my bags are getting really depleted because of these great projects that are out here right now. I'm just like every day. Some days I had no expectation of minting anything, and by the end of the day, it's like 10 or 20 new things I done minted. So
Yeah, no, I seen we were talking about it earlier, but you jumped into the so you jumped so you've been in Phantom for a bit now, but you're not
yeah,
super early to Phantom. So
yeah,
there's the idea that I seen you'd posted one of your communities that I think it was the Phantom Ham one that you didn't even know
yeah,
what the project was. So it's a really
yeah.
this is where I think this is it's super cool for like J Money, your project, and why I try to talk about some of these OGs and stuff is I think that's important. I think there's a real aspect to like respecting and showcasing the projects that kind of built this space in the original days, um, because it's like it's those projects and the success that they seen that inspires others to then say, "Hey, I can do this." Um, like I think that's why like Umans has such a just a massive appeal in the community. It's the idea that like she made it and on a different chain and was the first to make it on a different chain and that idea of oh shit well we can all do this uh has just inspired so much and now I generally think Congo I'd love to hear your opinion but I haven't traveled nearly as many chains but I generally think the Phantom from what I've seen has the best art in terms of the blockchain specific um so I
I
just think that's awesome and that's all inspired by just the early success stories.
yeah. Yeah, Tezos
Yeah,
has
Tezos is
started.
fire.
It has something to it that is quite amazing. Yet I will say this: I, as much as I love the art on Tezos, sometimes I see something and I'll go to the next artist, and I go to the next artist, and all of their styles are like 75% the same style,
Mm,
and
mm,
they're all good. They're all good at the style, but there is a lot of just it's almost like they came out of the same school of art
mm.
very often. On Phantom though, yeah, that's what brought me to the space was that there's people either in who are making the art who put that first, and then the community puts that first. Like the way you Tinfoil or say Tomb Heads are out here making sure to support actual art first. Uh, it's gonna make a huge difference in how the NFT space on Phantom is received, at least by real art collectors.
No, I love that. All right, let's get into. I want a bit of a 2022 outlook from each of you. So, J Money, let's start with you. Um, one, I want to know what you think about like what are you most excited for coming into this space this year? Like if whether it was
Mm,
maybe it's physicals. Maybe you think physicals are going to be the big thing this year. Maybe it's
hmm
music. I've been seeing a lot of authors starting to come into the space a wee bit with different ways of writing as NFTs. Uh,
hmm
for you, what excites you the most for like this year? If something were to happen this year, what's it for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think definitely going into the year, I was very confident that this was going to be the year of wearables. I
Mm,
really felt like, you started to even see when when anything hits the like sort of mass media, that maybe it's actually overcooked already. But
right.
I started to
Yeah.
see like little articles that would pop up, and it was like, Adidas doing NFTs. It's like, okay, we're obviously coming at a completely different angle
Mm,
than that. But when you get big industry players, it's like, okay, I think you're going to see a lot of smaller players start to come in and be like, oh, well, maybe let's try that or something. So that was my big prediction that was going to be huge. We've definitely seen a lot of it, but I think what I'm most excited about now is you're starting to just see, you mentioned a few different applications, music is I think becoming really big. You're seeing just different art forms that haven't been as popular or successful in the past, becoming more, you're just seeing it more. Like photography has always been one that I felt has not been as big as it could be or should be. And I think what I'm, I guess, most excited about is you're just starting to see the little spaces that exist, or maybe in some cases, the big gaps start to just get filled in a little bit as more people um, warm up to the ideas of what NFTs can be. Because we know this. I think a lot of people who are intimately familiar with the space know this. There's nothing really asset wise that an NFT can't be in some application. So any sort of art that you have that you create that has that unique inherent value, uh, it can be NFT-atized.
It,
So I
it
think that's what
seems
I'm
like
excited to see different applications.
it's the show off factor, and that is sort of missing from all of the other aspects. And that's why I think you're correct about the wearables, is because you can still show those off. And with the QR code, like you were speaking about tinfoil, there's ways that people can still stunt on others, like, yo, look what I got, show them. But with the music, it's harder because you still have to post the art. Like,
Mhm.
the person still has to see the art, the image, to even get to the music. If they just see a player, it's not going to mean much to them. And so there has to be something that draws people in. So I think anything that really allows people to stunt on other people is what's going to blow up first. And that's why the art and if the visual art NFTs are taking the lead, because it's the first way that we can grab attention.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad you said this because it's part of the reason I'm so bullish and like why I've been just 99% NFTs since like day one of NFTs was the idea of like, if I'm already into this stuff, like how much more am I going to be into this stuff when I can display it in cool ways? Like it's
Mhm.
not like we have galleries on Phantom. We like, like you said, the only way that we're stunting right now is on Twitter and on a Discord little fucking circle. So
Right.
once we have the ability, like there's the avenues to be able to stunt this stuff, I think that's where all of a sudden the masses start to recognize that, like, oh shit, we need to get in on this. Um, Again, when I'm at a fucking mall and they're about to drop Bored Ape hoodies and stuff next week, yeah, that's gonna cause some shit. Like in a month
Mhm.
now, people are gonna be like, oh, maybe what next NFT thing is gonna partner and drop a clothing line. Um, yeah, every time I walk around and wearing this hat, the amount of compliments I got on the hat, and then it's funny. I'm at the bar the other day talking about NFTs with a guy, and he's just giving me that it's all scam, and then he goes, "But dude, yo, that hat's really fucking nice." And I'm like, "Well, funny you say that because like this is that's what it is. Like if you like the hat, the idea is that that is going to be a global brand that you essentially have a stock for, or a ticket for, a membership for." Um, yeah.
It's a good point. The idea that if someone, like, I don't know, I'm someone that thinks about how we interact with people and how we understanding like human psychology and everything. It's like, well, if you know that somebody or a group of or part of the population is going to, whenever they hear about NFTs, they're kind of just gonna get a little bit uptight and be like, I don't know. It's like, well, think about how else you could reach those people, right? And like the idea that you can reach them just through something that is art, which itself, like the hat, right? That's a merch item, right? So like you're gonna attract so much attention with that hat, and it's a good way to do it without being like you have to buy an NFT in order to participate in this particular item or this particular world. Because then obviously, the bridge between maybe buying one of those hats and then buying an NFT is a lot easier than just going straight for an NFT, I think.
Well, and
Maybe.
I think this is where the utilities come in. So again, like a Chris Dyer, Illuminati, you work with him. So Chris, his merch has been So he's at Spotify, or not Spotify, Shopify Pro level. So if you do a certain number of sales per year, you get their pro service. So they're starting to implement Web3 connections. So I have bought Chris Dyer merch where I went on his store, did a wallet connect, and all of a sudden everything just goes discount. And it's like, this is it. This is the future. Because if I have this, all of a sudden I just connect to memberships, and just by holding this NFT, now I get access to these prices. That to me, that's the future of a lot of these brands, like even Uman's, like the idea of, once she gets into full on merch, holding an Uman will get you a discount to the merch. And then by you not holding it, like maybe you'll want to go get one, because then you do get the discounts, So I agree with you completely. There's going to be different avenues to reach those people that are kind of the uptight. You need to give them like a real utility, and that stuff is coming.
That's great.
One thing, we all have Fantom artists on our clothes.
Yes.
Today.
What are you rocking there? What are you rocking there?
That's Ross Terms.
Ross Terms, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I'm rocking.
That's sick.
You got the J-Kai kimono.
Gee, that's too cool. We all repping for the community.
Yeah. I love it. No, it's fucking awesome, man. It's fun, like going out and actually like wearing this stuff, because it does perk up questions. JMONEY, I'm sure if you wore that sweater around, you would be asked about it. This stuff is so cool.
I have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, gents. Well, let's get into the topics here. Plot twist. If you mind pulling up our little topic player here, and we'll start running into some stuff here. So I'll take the lead here on this, and you guys can kind of tune in, or so currently minting. All right, there's a few that are almost done that I would like to see mint out sooner than later. Banner Buddies. So they're about 65% of the way through. That was kind of the initial Twitter banner project, so I think that's an awesome one. Bobbleheads is a GameFi game. I've seen Triton is working on that. So Triton, Illuminati, Triton from the Jukebox collection. Yeah. Triton is developing a really cool looking game. I seen they did a gameplay tweet update yesterday, and it looked like a lot of fun. Very nostalgic. And then obviously we've got communities, which are just crossing the halfway point. Fanjin Freaks. So Hash Freaks, one of my favorite artists from Ethereum. He came over and dropped a generative on Fantom, and I believe he's doing it through the NFT Garage launchpad. So it's only a collection of 500. 72 have been minted so far. So that's another one I really like. Fantom Patronus. So I believe the Twitter account is Fantomized NFTs, but they've done like 4 or 5 of these awesome AI collections. So we've got Spectaculars, Phantom Gates, Neon Ghosts, and now this Patronus collection. And I love these things. They're like it's kind of like a smoky looking creature. But yeah, they just keep adapting this AI system that they've built and just keep pumping out like better and better art. So I'm really intrigued to see where that goes going forward. A few more here. We have to support the legend Hashi Jim. Jim's burgers are out. The burgers, they look fucking great.
They're yummy.
Dude, Hashi had the Hash Lounge Discord in the earliest of the Fantom days, and like that is where Fantom artists collaborating started. Was in that Discord. Like that was the safe space for artists to go hang out and to shoot ideas and to learn programs off each other. And like, man, I got so much respect for Hashi Jim, so I would love to see these burgers just fly. We got Terraformers is about to finish. So J-Kai, man with the kimono. So J-Kai and Clockworky, they did the Terraformers generative collection. There's only about 60 left before that mint closes, and you get airdropped however many you had minted. So again, another big deal there. Our boy King Ephraim, JMONEY, you met him down at South by Southwest. King Ephraim's got the alien chonky cats. There's less than 300 left. At 3 Fantom, less than 300 left. That is almost done. I think he's got like serums and stuff coming for the chonky cats too. So I'm really excited for that. And then
if I can just jump in real quick. Sorry,
Yeah, absolutely.
one of the funniest, coolest people you could ever like meet and hang out with. Like met him in person, and also he's hilarious. And both actually, they're both great. But anyway, didn't mean to
Uh,
derail you, but just had to
no,
say it.
no, I love King. King has been in the rabbit hole, like doxed again. One of the early people that doxed to me, like been on voice chats, video chats since the early days in the rabbit hole. Absolutely, just love what that guy's done.
Mhm.
My last two are the legend Slothtopia. Slothtopia, we got to mint that out. That guy's essentially the Slothtopia metaverse is going to kind of be like our on cyber. So what we talked about earlier, like we need these places to stunt this stuff. Well, that man is building us something. So I think
Mm-hmm.
we need to
Mm-hmm.
support him in doing that. My
Mm-hmm.
last one is a potluck mint. So we got our strange pigs are still minting. So I did see the first little preview of our strange god, one of our strange gods that's coming. Really looking forward to this project. So the strange pigs are still minting. The way it works is once strange gods come out, there's only 500 of them. They're going to be 150 FTM each. So you can either pay the 150 FTM to mint a strange god, or you go sweep up floors and you burn a strange one alien, a potluck pig, and a strange pig. If you burn all three,
Hmm.
then you get given the strange god. So the idea is we don't want anybody to spend the 150 to mint a strange god. We want 500 from each collection being burned to create the strange gods, which will then drop all three of our other collections from 1080 down to 580.
It's cool.
I'm a burn them. I'm definitely burning them. I don't got the fannies to spend.
I know, man, but there's a couple that like I got a couple
No,
that
same
I
thing.
will not be burning. There's a couple
Oh
because I
yeah,
love the
yeah,
art on these things too, and it's
yeah.
like there's a few of
There's
these that I
some I'm definitely keeping for sure.
yeah. All right, let's get. What about you guys? All right, anything minting that you're a big fan of right now?
There is, but I haven't minted it yet. It's the Faust. Because I need to build with him to get a little more to just know a little more about it. But it's that little sign a pact with the devil type of NFT contract. And he gives out some type of rewards or something for the for like randomly. It's like it's some type of gamification to it. I'm not sure. So I just got to learn more about that. And what's up
Yeah,
with that Buja Bunga? I don't know even how to say it.
that game, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like that's gonna be dope, but I don't know much about that one either.
I
And
know
then
we
the
got a lot of great
Lost Kingdom, I just did that yesterday, I think. Uh, Lost Kingdom is still
That's dope.
minting.
Yep, that's another great one. J Money, you got any on your list?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Lost Kingdom and Slothtopia, I think are probably my two that
Oh,
I think are awesome. I mean,
yeah, those are big dogs.
all of
Yeah.
them that you mentioned don't
Uh,
I think they're all fantastic. So not to
What's up with
single anybody out.
them pop pussies? Was they did they mint out yesterday?
So I heard something about there was some contract issues. I know.
Mm,
I think they were doing something where the people had minted and there was something wrong, so they were gonna have to
Okay,
like they were gonna get airdropped like new ones
okay,
from a new contract and stuff. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but I guess that's the first mint that you could mint with the Oath token.
yeah.
So that was a
I didn't have
that's
no
cool.
oath, so I just got it with Phantom. But
Yeah,
yeah, I like those joints.
yeah, no, they're cool. All right, let's get into the next topic: underrated projects. So I've got a couple on this list here. The one I mentioned in our currently minting, but it's phantomized. So it's that AI program. Like I said, they've done Spectaculars was their first project, then Phantom Gates, Neon Ghosts, and now Patronus. Um, yeah, just I think that they're getting better and better with the art as the AI just continues to develop. Like it makes cooler shit. I'm super excited to see where that continues to go. And then even the idea of
yeah,
once you have that tech, like that, I mean, that tech is money, right? Like you literally you've created a technology that creates art. Um, where I think it's going to get really interesting is their collaboration attempts with other projects. Where
Mm,
now it's like
mm,
you get AI created umins or teas or whatever, right? Like that's where I'm super intrigued
yeah,
to see where they go.
yeah.
Uh,
That's the art
Another
is
one.
absolutely incredible. It's like breathtaking with that AI. This is AI.
Yeah,
I know.
my lady, she's an art snob. She graduated from the Art Institute, and she's over there buying the Phantomized, like aping
Yeah.
into it like crazy. I was so surprised. I mean, I aped into it, but when I saw her, I was like, oh dang, okay, she's feeling this too.
So I'm not gonna lie, when they first came out with the spectaculars thing, um, and then went right to Phantom Gates, to me it almost feels like this is like our, it's almost like our art blocks, like where they're just gonna keep pumping out these fucking wicked projects because it's AI that can, but just wicked projects, and the art is just gonna have a little bit of different style each time, and I love it. All right, a couple more. I was scrolling through the NFT key, just checking out floors and stuff. Creatures of the Cave 2. Not the serums, but the actual creatures. Y'all are sleeping on the creatures. Floor right now is like 8 FTM. You're going to have to burn 5 for the next phase of the build your own creature. You got to burn 5 of those things. So now is a great time to be scooping these things up at 8 Phantom apiece. So there you go. You could literally get a build your own custom piece for under 50 Phantom essentially. Um, and then again, that
That's sweet.
creatures, once that comes into play, we got 4,000 creatures on Phantom. How many of them are going to get burned for this next set of build your owns? Like, does the creature supply work its way down to a couple hundred? I'm really intrigued to see how all that plays out. But again, back to Illuminati Congo, man, that whole game theory, just I'm all about just giving collectors as many
Hmm.
options and possibilities as possible.
That's super
Another one
cool.
I love, Phantom Boy, Visionary Boy. So I'm sure you guys have seen those things. I think there's a bit of an iconic style to the art alone, but then what the dude is building, he's got sandbox land. He's building a game in his sandbox land. So we're gonna have our Phantom Boy avatars and be able to play in his world. Uh, Again, I like the fact that he's in sandbox. That is not on Phantom. That is like cross chain marketing to Ethereum people and the corporate Ethereum people in the sandbox world. So I think that is super bullish. They've got a launch pad going. They are putting up billboards in Hong Kong. Like they're kind of going after the Asian market. I'm super bullish, Phantom Boy, Visionary Boy, and I'm pretty sure you can get like a Genesis piece on the floor for like 25 Phantom. I have to run right back into, I mentioned them last week, but Hex from Zombie Society, one of my favorite artists, obviously, Creatures of the Cave. But man, I woke up to a little fucking payday. Because by holding zombies, you got airdropped crypto Twitter zombies and bit zombies. And then by holding all of them, you get revenue sharing. So I just got airdropped a bunch of Fanties last night by just holding on to NFTs that I love. So I want to shout out Hex because dude, I'm getting paid to hold really good NFTs
Do
that
you? I
are
gotta ask.
also going up in value. Like it's fucking amazing.
I wanted
Sweet.
to ask. I saw a couple phantoms hit my wallet, just two or three here and there over the past few days, and I went to try to look at the contract. It says something about Phantasm. Is there an NFT project connected to Phantasm, or is there a reason
Uh,
why they would be hidden with residuals or anything?
yeah, I've seen them more recently. I don't know what that would be about.
That's a good
Yeah,
question. I'm
that's
not sure
interesting.
either.
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't think they
Uh,
have NFTs yet. But
yeah. I was really confused, but we won't waste our time trying to solve that mystery right now.
yeah, so Zombie Society, a big one.
I know that.
I mentioned Phantomized. My last one is okay. Fallacy Collection. I don't know if you guys know Fallacy Collection, but they
Mm-hmm.
do these. Yeah, it's kind of like the not a Bushido mask, but like a warrior, a Chinese warrior mask. Now they did an original collection on Phantom. Uh, then they went to Harmony and did like a 3D collection, and they look fucking awesome. And now they're building almost similar to Slothtopia. They're building the Fallacy verse. So it's a whole kind of Asian warrior themed metaverse. Looks super awesome. So I just ended up actually working out a partnership with them. So the rabbit hole will also be moving into the Fallacy verse. So I'm gonna have
Dope.
galleries over there. And
Nice.
then Potluck, we're working out something with them so that we'll have a big cave over in the Fallacy verse as well. But that's a project I think people need to check out because again, it's a team that's building a lot of shit, and they've got collections on multi chains. They're building. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm bullish on what they're doing, and they're quiet.
I got to check that
I
out. That's Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I agree with that. I've been as soon as I saw their Genesis art, I've been a fan of their project. It's honestly just awesome, super cool, super unique sort of just coloring. I like too. Obviously, you're seeing a lot of similarities in the art that's coming out with regularity today, and it's got a little bit something different to it in terms of style. So I really like it.
Yeah, Congo, you got any fallacies?
No, no. Now that I want to
Let's
check it out on Harmony
yeah.
One. Now that I heard about where are they building this metaverse at?
I believe it's on Harmony.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out over there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I think it's on Harmony. Yep. Yep. And it looks great. All right, what else do I got? No, so that's it for underrated
Under
projects.
under
Ye-
underrated. I might have one here just because
All right, let's go.
I know who's behind it and who's building. Um, so Mousepack,
Yes.
another absolute OG, and working on some really cool stuff in terms of interchangeability of outfits, and they're calling it Mouseware, but also building out a Sims style like sort of interactive game that's not yet, but there's so much in the pipeline, and if anybody knows, Ryan Go, he's an unbelievable human being, and he's bringing the right people in to do this. He's
Yeah, he's got
definitely
Double Sharp. Double Sharp's one of the best devs in the whole fucking space.
seriously, and he's doing the Mouseware stuff. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
gonna be sick. It's gonna be really tight.
Yeah. Congo, what you got for underrated? Anything you got your eyes on?
Pocket Pals.
Ooh,
Pocket
I like it.
Pals.
Dude, I'm
Yeah, they
addicted to that game. I make sure I train my guys every day.
dang. My guy, I hadn't trained him for about two weeks, 2 or 3, but I got him back training again. But yeah, I just think that's really innovative, and I know Shifted. I see how much energy and how much zeal he has for what they're working on, and so I know that's gonna go pretty far.
Yeah, no, I love Pocket Pals, and that's a great segue into our GameFi shoutouts. Shout out Pocket Pals. They got some new skins coming. I seen they partnered with Podtown. So Hey
Mhm.
on Lee, she's got some Pocket Pal skins coming. That I just think that stuff is awesome, and they're going to continue to partner with other projects and bring new skins and stuff, which I think is awesome. They got a TV you can watch duels live, like it's esports. Fucking crazy. All right, let's keep rolling through GameFi. So Pocket Pals was number one on my list. Uh, we'll roll right into another. I think it kind of goes under the underrated. Sweet Tango. These little 3D Sweet Tango characters, and they're in a room, and you get to play around with them, and now you get to mint these rugs. But it's like the most developed, uh, like 3D game thing I've seen so far, and yeah, they're getting slept on big time. It's not a cheap mint by any means. It's like 90. I want to say it's 90 Phantom for a Sweet Tango, but like it's a little character that you can play with, and it's awesome. So I'd like to see, and you know what? It's funny. I'm a bet on people guy. Uh, they interact a lot with L from Riot Ghouls and Funeral of Scully's, which are people that I respect and care about a ton. So when you're seeing the right people that interact and support each other, it's like I'm a bet on them too. Then.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Speaking of games,
Perfect.
tonight I'm actually hosting. We'll be in the Weaponized Countries Discord because
Uh,
we are doing the beta launch. So tonight we'll be doing
Oh
at
wow.
8 p.m. Eastern. we're having a big tournament. This is the debut of deck battling. So instead of just one card versus one card, I think you're going to have a hand of 3 cards. And now there's going to be healing powers involved, but like the game is starting, ladies and gents. So real looking forward to that tournament tonight. I'll be hosting that.
Is
I
that
want
is
to
that still minting?
Yes, Weaponized Countries is still minting. That's a great point. I'm not sure if they've done the upgrade on their website yet. So it originally the mint was 69 Fantom, but then it was you mint one and you get 2. Oh no, so they do have it adjusted now. So one card is 34.5 Fantom.
Okay.
Yeah, I highly recommend checking that out, or just checking out the tournament tonight because it'll be a riot. A couple more. I got bobbleheads. Bobbleheads is minting. I mentioned that earlier. Triton did an update. That game looks great. I'm excited to play for that. Slaftopia, a massive one. And then I want to mention a Twitter account that I've been watching called Wolf Games. So they're an indie game developer, and I've seen that they are working on both the World of Yamaloka game and Henry Phantom Lords. So I think everybody needs to, if you kind of want an update on what is going on in the Phantom GameFi ecosystem, follow Wolf Games on Twitter because they're creating a couple games in the Phantom ecosystem.
What's up with their virus game that was coming out?
Is that the Supa?
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to look more into that Supa Foundation thing. Erebus from Opera House, that marketplace, he would probably be a brain to pick on that project.
Trying to get my Fauci on.
All right. You guys got any GameFi shows?
Let's see. I mean, I'm always thinking about my guy Chronic Dispositions and the Fractals.
That's a
Fractal
great
team.
one.
Don't sleep on those boys.
No.
Really cool, and the packs are just awesome. Like the Lexicon packs are just really cool. The art's really cool. A lot of different collaborations. That's probably my big one on my mind right now.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Even don't sleep on Ernesto. Ernesto, we got a mobile game. That is a fully. It's not easy by any means. I've played it. It is not easy.
Ernesto's my favorite, man. That character, I can't look at him without laughing.
I know, I do. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Congo, you mentioned Pocket Pals. You playing any other games?
No, I haven't been playing any other ones yet. Is that Phantom Heroes? Is that gonna be a game?
I believe they're gonna be doing battling soon. I know right now. I think you're able to breed. There's all kinds of breeding.
Like I got them
forging.
Yeah, staked or something. I got them stuck there, so I don't even remember what they look like anymore because I just got them staked up in there.
All right, gents, let's get into the next topic. So this is a big one for me because Potluck Labs next week, the 13th at 7 p.m. UTC, we will be doing our first ever CrossChain Auction. This is a big one for us. So we're going to have artists from Tezos, Avax, Phantom, Ethereum. Essentially, much like a Two Meds auction is going to run, we're going to run it very similar to that. But the idea is the artist that comes up on stage, their piece, they will be able to accept whatever currency they want to accept. So if I'm an AVAX artist, I can accept AVAX. We've got a bot that has been built for our Discord that will essentially live convert prices so that I can bid in Phantom, and it will do that conversion for you, kind of thing. So then at the end, when payments made, it's just obviously because of the bridges and stuff, it's that easy just to bridge the funds, get the artist paid in what they want to get paid in. But it just, for us, it just made sense. The technology is so easy to convert this stuff. Why not start bringing people together? And these bridges are just so easy. Like I actually love moving back and forth from Phantom to AVAX because it's just so simple. So just to mention a couple of the artists that we're going to have, we're still assembling some artists. So if anybody has, Congo, I'm looking at you. If anybody has artists that they really like that want to put a piece in for an auction, feel free to reach out. but as of right now, a couple of the artists we've got. So Flux Tribe is going to be putting a piece up. That's a wicked
Yeah.
look. Yeah, sir. That's a wicked looking project. I know Congo's got a few of them.
Yeah, I got that.
Aria Weaponized, I believe it's the Tezos artist. Incredible art. There's some good ones. Hash Freak is actually going to be dropping a piece for us.
Oh,
Ruli
nice.
Sempro, I believe, a ETH and Tezos artist. Freud from the Flamingos and Avax Machina. He's going to be dropping a piece for us. Keep It Lunatic's going to be involved. But yeah, we're still trying to assemble some artists together. It's amazing that you realize that, like, that whole Tomb Heads auction thing, like, there's nothing like any like that anywhere else. Like, there's even like Avax doesn't really have one of one artists. Like, literally, these different chains have just completely different NFT markets, and I just find that so interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's what's
Pretty
going
unique.
to make Phantom succeed, because there's an actual focus about art and care for artists and care for community. Not that it's not on other chains, but there's a practical hub that has allowed that to be manifest in, like, to be shown and displayed.
Hmm.
No, you're right, and I want
And
to
I,
touch on that what you mentioned earlier, Congo, because you talked about like just supporting artists. I I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm such a like a karma guy. Like, I genuinely, that is part of my strategy, dude. That is literally part of my strategy. It's like, I know what I need to get by on a weekly basis. But like,
Mm-hmm.
if I can just help as many other fucking people get by,
Mm-hmm.
like, to me, the karma that's gonna play out over that long term, that's where I win, you know? But yeah, I'm so much of that mindset of, man, it's just like everything I get, I just try to throw it back right in. And a lot of it is just the long term thinking of like, dude, if we're all gonna make it. And if we all fucking make it and I was a catalyst in that happening, then like I'll probably be all right at the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
super
Mm-hmm.
cool. I love that. And that one quick thing that's related, Congo, you mentioned just about the focus on the art in the community. I think part of the reason why is really the nature of the blockchain and how uh, it's cheap to use, and there's not a lot of projects that it would be prohibitive. There's no project I would say that it would be prohibitive to use it like it would be on, say, Ethereum. And so I think for that reason, you actually get a lot of artists who their work is really their passion, and they're not doing sort of these big, generative, things, or they don't have any financial backing. It's just them. It's just them taking a small investment and saying, "Hey, I'm going to see if anybody likes my art, and where can I do that?" Well, Phantom seems like a good place. Um, I think that's part of the reason. I think because of that, you actually have a high percentage of the community that has a pretty high art IQ, so to speak, and so there's a really high appreciation for art within the community, maybe more so than other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely love it. And it's something that we've noticed big time in AVAX, and like having the conversations with Naldo and Bubba from the AVAX community. Like, their community is so much more utility focused, that it hasn't really had the art focused. But everything over there, you're staking your piece for an ERC20 token or uh, some kind of GameFi ecosystem. Whereas, like, yeah, they don't have the art coming there. Whereas for us, like, some of our community talks about, like, we don't have enough utility to our stuff. But here we are. I know how much money I spent at the fucking Tomb Heads auction buying some pieces that I have no expectations of utility ever coming to those pieces.
Hmm.
Because you
uh,
know you know what assets are. You know the
Yeah,
utility of an
yeah,
asset.
right,
Mhm.
right,
yeah. Well, it's
right.
it's interesting. One of the leading voices in our community, Human, tweeted out the other day, "The art is the utility." I
Right.
mean, that's a powerful statement, right? But I think a lot of people in the community in our particular community, would agree with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, boys, let's run into last little topic, labs projects. This is my little section here. We're just give you an idea of what we got going on. So currently minting, we have Strange Pigs are on Phantom. So again, it's over 70% minted. Yeah, I think there's only like 30% left for them. So that's going to finish up soon. We've got on AVAX, Creatures of the Cave 2. The serums are still minting on AVAX. again, people are sleeping. That will this stuff will catch up eventually. Again, I think as the build your own kind of comes into play, that's going to be a big deal. And then as we just kind of start doing these cross-chain auctions, tapping into the AVAX community more, things will start popping off over there. And again, if we love the art over here, we're kind of bringing the art first focus over there, but then trying to, bring all the utilities that we're having, whether it's staking for labs tokens, whether it's going to be staking for Fang LP, whether it's partnerships with GameFi where we're doing bobbleheads takeovers and weaponized countries takeovers, going into the Fallacy verse and Slothtopia metaverses soon. So we're going to try and bring as much as possible. But then coming up, on AVAX, we got Creatures of the Cave serums are minting. The super serums are minting. If you
super
have a super
serums.
serum, you can mutate now, ladies and gents. Super serums are mutatable. And Congo, you mutated one, right?
I did. I love what I got. Man, I feel like getting another one. I'm probably gonna get another one before it's all said and done.
Me too. It's
like
a
when
small collection.
Yeah, when you think about it too, like AVAX on even on their market, if someone ends up scrolling and sees that art, it's like gonna blow away anything else that they seeing over there.
Yeah. No, you get it. I appreciate that. And again, I just like the game theory of it too, because I'm a big fan of Aspen. We love the poncho guy. So that guy is only going to get bigger and bigger. So the idea of you're having to burn his art to create these other awesome art pieces, to me it's a lot of fun to see how this all plays out. And then again, I think Nimbus, I'm so bullish on everybody that's involved. Aspen, I think is only going to just blow up as he just continues to do his thing. Nimbus with the Jukebox Collective and stuff, I think he's only going to continue to fucking blow up. And then Hex and his whole thing, I'm so excited to see how this all plays out over the next few years. All right, awesome. And then our last one on AVAX, we've got the Dead Family is still minting on AVAX, so that's been capped at 254. Where this is really interesting is that there's 777 on Fantom. The AVAX ones, there's only 254, and that's he did a different trait set. That's a bridgeable contract. So technically speaking, the ones on AVAX are immediately the rarest, and they can get bridged back over to Fantom and immediately be the rarest. So there's some game theory playing into that. Jack's working on Gen 2 coming for that one, where we're getting into some more Egyptian gods and stuff. Really looking forward to that. And again, Jack is a contemporary artist of Chris Dyer. Dude travels galleries around the world, and this is his first NFT project. So I imagine that as he continues to build his name, some value comes back into that.
For sure.
So then this month's schedule, we got a couple things coming up.
I want the apes. I want Friday. The apes come. That's what I want.
Friday, the Revolutionary Apes, Splarg, Codcar. So they did the psychedelic the Revolutionary Faces, which is super awesome because I've noticed in Splarg's auction house pieces, he very much the psychedelic faces or the revolutionary faces came out of those projects. It's little bits of these traits from these one of ones that almost kind of formed that project. Now we're moving into the apes, which is super exciting. Again, I love the Splarg and Codcar art style. Now you have the marketability of apes. Yeah, man, I'm super excited. So we got Apes Friday. That's I'm glad you brought that up.
It's real quick. I've literally got a Codcar piece right here that it's sitting on my table waiting to get framed. I got it at the auction house. I love Codcar.
Show it off.
See if I can get this thing to open. It's being protected by another sheet.
Oh,
have to be careful with it.
Yeah, but I know. Those are fun, eh?
Let's see.
Wow.
See that?
Wow.
It's one of those things where I saw the piece and it just my heart dropped and I was like, there's no way I cannot own that piece. I need it so bad.
Wow.
So I was lucky enough to get it, but he's an awesome person and incredible artist.
Yeah, and those guys went ham together. Again, it's I like this because it's similar to what Nimbus and Hex just did, where it's like collaborating together on traits. It's not like you're doing these pieces, I'm doing these pieces, and let's make a mash. It's no, they're literally like drawing this shit together. So this is like a real intense collaboration. So same thing with Splark and Codcar, these faces. We got Astro Kids, or sorry, the Acid Cats are coming up. That is not the following week, the week after, the 20th. So 420. Dude, and this is going through, this is going to be, so the first one's going to be on Fantom. I believe we're doing, what, 1666 on Fantom? Yeah, that's going to go nuts. I personally, well, I was having this conversation with Plotzers yesterday. I love Astro Kid. I really do. There's something about this fucking cat. I love the goddamn cat.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I love this fucking cat.
Yeah.
So I aped Astro Kids. I'm aping these cats. And then it's cool. I like the stuff that he's implemented where if you collect all 7 Dragon Balls, there's some different perks. It's really like almost creating these sub collections within your collection, which I think is just super. It's a very it's a great way to get the community interactive. Yeah. So, ladies and gents, I mean, Potluck's always got shit pumping. We got a website. The website it's not ready, but it is. It's going to be out in the next probably week or so. Yeah, so much cleaner. Just a much better way of operating. We're centralizing some information and resources, which is going to be really good. We took a lot of inspiration from Magic Eden on Solana. Took a lot of inspiration from what Dark Matter DeFi is doing with their staking and Launchpad and this and that. So we're really looking forward to kind of. There's an aspect to like we grew up in this ecosystem, so like, you know, there's already this trust aspect. When you go over to other chains, you have to bring this like professionalism with you, and there is the aspect to like our website was not getting it done. So we're really looking forward to the upgrades coming. Yeah, boys, I appreciate you guys coming on here so much. As I said, when Voodoo was just like, "All right, you gotta find a couple guests for tomorrow's episode," it was like, "Oh, this is a great opportunity. I'm gonna get two of my favorite fucking human beings in the whole space that are blazing new paths."
And we got a chance to celebrate your birthday.
Yes.
I mean, it's not yet. When is it? A day or two?
Yes.
We got 2 days. We got 2 days. We got 2 days. I know. I'm like a little white girl right now. I get a whole week of my birthday apparently. That's awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
No,
As
man,
you should.
we really happy you came to this planet Tinfoil, because you're impacting so many of our lives in the best of ways, and I thank you, and I'm sure so many others want to thank you too. So,
bro, it goes every way, man.
Totally agree with that, man.
You know, it's funny. I told JMONEY, I look at his little note that I got in my very first NFT box. I look at it every fucking day. I'm listening to Illuminati Congo every day on my fucking drive. You guys mean a lot to me in my life, so I'm really glad you guys came on here. Appreciate what you guys are doing.
You too, brother.
Good luck with everything. Again, I have so much respect for you guys because you're trailblazing. You're literally, you guys are going to be the inspiration for so many other people that didn't see this as an opportunity, and I just think that's vital. Gentlemen, love it.
Super blessed to be here, man. Thanks.
yeah.
Hey, money, Congo. Appreciate it, guys. As I said, Tinfoil Realist, your favorite. Ciao, ciao.